Okay, perfect. So I'm just gonna hop into uh the Zoom meeting with you, bud, and we're gonna talk through some things that have changed for you since you started Manifest. I think you were group
Absolutely.
one, so
Yep.
that was 2, maybe 3 months ago now.
Yeah, back in August.
Back in August. Okay, yeah. So now we're in November. So tell me some things you feel like were like the biggest impacts and how you kind of like actually let's start back in the beginning. Where were you at when you started Manifest?
When I started Manifest, me and my wife Joanna, we just moved our business from Chicago to Austin, Texas, and very, very successful up in Chicago. But when you move markets, things change. Everything changes, and you have to adapt in different ways. And one of my biggest problems was, we just weren't connecting with couples this way we used to. So, when I came to you and wanted to start Manifest, I just wanted to change. I wanted to level up what we were doing and really figure out what's not working and how to make it better. And, with Manifest, it's done that. What it's done for me is that it's helped me become more like it helped me identify that my biggest problem was that I was focused truly on myself, and I wasn't ready for that. Like there was a lot of resistance, especially with me and you with during part of the process because you really get in there and you really start testing the waters and saying, "Hey man, like you have to be honest to yourself. This isn't working. Like this isn't how you should be thinking. That's not right." And it made me realize that I actually was more focused on myself when I was talking to my couples during consultations. When I was going off and photographing weddings, and I wasn't really focused nearly as much on what they truly want, what they truly need. It was all about myself. So with Manifest, it helped me really become more people focused and be able to listen and focus on the needs of others and really care for people in a way that I only emulated others for, saying, "Hey, I really wish I could be like that." I'm actually starting to see that now. And not only in me, but it actually is rubbed off on my wife, where, she's gone in now and she's become such an amazing listener and nurturer on our weddings. And it's truly helped our business with lots and lots of word of mouth inquiries. And not just that, but looking at our traffic was practically nothing. I made a venue page before Manifest, and it wasn't doing very well. And after going through it, you were able to show me my weaknesses, show me those weak points, and really give me the ability to find those on my own, to where I can do better, where I can improve my content, where we can get a lot more traffic, and we are. So it's just been a real life changer, and I'm very grateful for it. And I'm also grateful for just all the extra things you just keep throwing at us every single month. There's always, or more than a month, there's always an email. Hey, check out these new email templates. Hey, check out this new thing that I've been trying out. This is going to help your business a lot. It's like, hold on. I invested in a course. I didn't think I was going to be getting all these things. It's almost like it's Christmas every month.
Yeah, I mean, like the biggest benefit to being like not solely reliant. I mean, like my wedding business, still growing, still getting inquiries in, still booking things. But the biggest benefit is that now I can experiment for you guys. Like I have the ability, I can fail. It doesn't matter if the wedding business like starts dropping or something doesn't work, and I'm changing things on the website. I can point out and be like, hey, listen, like this is not, it's not working right now, or this does, or this did work, and it doesn't impact me like it would you. Like if your wedding business starts to fail, you can't feed your family. I can continuously play with it and go like, hey guys, this is what's kind of working right now. Here's where I've gotten some new changes in. Here's some content ideas that are just like really, really working for me. And I can spend that time without you guys just going out and guessing on things. So when I learn something new, I add it into the course, especially if it works like some of the new things that we've kind of been implementing with like proposal blogs and just the consultation methods. I mean, I think the last thing we added to the course was an entire IPS workflow that is different from just about every IPS workflow I've ever been taught. Um, and it's been crazy because I just did an IPS thing, not yesterday, but was it Thursday? It was last Thursday, and we ended up booking. Oh man, I want to say she ordered 2 albums, like one for her and then one
Nice.
for her family. And not like that, not like two albums is in like, oh, we're just gonna get the one and then this is like a companion one. No, she wanted the exact same one, paid the exact same price for both, sent, and they both went out. One was for like her mom. Um, and that used to never happen. But they were so prepared for it, they were ready, like, okay, well, we knew how much the albums were gonna cost. And their guests are actually ordering prints through my rolling publish thing that I use inside of Pixie Set. So it's just like if I start seeing changes and you guys have already invested in the course, why would I not, why would I limit you on where it's at? But I want to kind of hear, like, I know when you came in, you were, I think I remember a lot of the problems you were talking about originally were you were getting at bats, like you were getting some inquiries coming in, you got to meet with the couples, but in Illinois, in the tiny, you're in like a smaller part, was it Bloomington?
Yeah, Bloomington.
Okay. So it's like a smaller town in Illinois. You were getting at bats, you were getting to talk to couples, but your old process, the way you were doing it before, which you learned in so many different other places, but like you weren't actually getting that connective, like, oh, okay, now we can pull the emotion out from a couple and find out what it is that actually matters to them. Because really, people come in, it's the first time they're getting married, right? So
Yeah.
they don't have this, they don't have this connective tissue. They're not aware of what to do next. It's not like an automatic for them. But you've shot, I don't know, 200 plus weddings at this point, I'm gonna guess,
Yeah.
somewhere around there. So you know what the next thing is, and you just need to make sure they're pulled in that perspective. But I remember kind of for you that was like a big change.
It was a major change for me. Again, back to the whole self-centered thing a little bit. I wasn't really diving deep into why this was important for them. And after going through Manifest and really looking at it, it's like, okay, I can start to really listen to people and listen to what this wedding is going to mean to them in 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, not now, but later on. Then also, you taught all your students how to really just communicate that to them in different ways, and finding stories that really resonate with you, that you can show this is how important it is. Like, just a couple weeks ago, I shared this with you. It was, I used to photograph NASCAR professionally. I still love NASCAR. I actually left NASCAR because I wasn't a fan of it anymore. And in one of NASCAR series, they had one of the drivers won the championship, and he got to celebrate with his dad and his mom that night. And his dad was actually part owner, and he went into the media center, was telling everybody how much he loved his son, how proud he was. And one of the final things they did before the night ended was they went to the backstretch and they got champion portraits with their son, right? Mom and dad with their son. Dad goes home that night, or goes to this hotel that night, goes to sleep, doesn't wake up. He died in his sleep. Still don't know what it was from, but one of his last moments was with his son and that portrait. And I actually saved that portrait to my desktop because now with my couples, I say, when I go and photograph a wedding day, I don't care who you want a picture with. You want a picture with somebody, you tell me. Why? Because this, and you got to go down the rabbit hole a little bit. It's like we never know when the last opportunity to get a photograph with somebody or to spend time with somebody is.
Yep.
Somebody could leave and unfortunately something happens to them. So these photographs become so, you have to take every opportunity there is to take photos because you don't know what's going to happen after that moment's done. And to be able to communicate that and other things to my couples, it really just hits home for them. And for me, it makes me stand out, but it also makes me care for them so much more because on the wedding day, all of a sudden I'm looking for all these people and it really gets me emotionally connected to them. And that emotional connection, that's what builds trust in them for me. And that's what's helped me book so many more weddings in the last couple months. I mean, I told you it was swing and a miss. And I mean, I even went like 8 straight without a single hesitation after Manifest. And we've kept
Mm.
that going. And not perfect. Obviously, we have had a couple where we were out of
Yeah,
the budget,
there's
but yeah, but no, our conversion is still very, very well after Manifest. And I'm very grateful for that.
yeah, it's a big change when you're just like bringing that perspective for people. And I think
It
too,
is.
it doesn't always have to be, that the person comes and they pass away. You got to think
No,
like
yeah,
weddings are a
that's
big deal, right?
yeah,
Like best friends coming in from college. They're traveling across country. Maybe they moved out of the country and they're coming, overseas. I've had a few times that happens. And when you get this opportunity to be so deep with your couples and be like, hey, listen, tell me who the important people are. I got to know who the key players are. Our key characters, what we like to call them, is like for my brand, I like to relate everything back to movies. And so, you have this list and you're like, okay, well, now this person's important and this person's important. And I understand what the relationship is. That allows me to not wait for moments, but to actually act on them and create them. I can be like,
Yeah.
hey, listen, I know you guys have been here for a long time. I can even prompt, like, let's say it's a bride and her friend who, moved across country. Like, hey, you guys went through all this stuff together. Tell me a little bit about what that would mean, or tell each other what it means to see them here now. Like, how it is. And like it feels like it would be uncomfortable. But the thing is, once you get that photo back and they have this like really, really emotional embrace or this really, really cool moment between each other, it's this photo becomes, just worth so much more. And it doesn't even have to be like, we're not talking about award winning. Like, I'm not going to win any awards off this like hugging photo, but that's going to make it on their mantle. And for me, that's more important. I'll be real. Like, awards are entirely like, that's a vanity thing. That's like I want to show off my expertise. I want to kind of pre-sell them to get into the website, or I just want to show off in front of other photographers. But getting on the mantle or getting in the album for the couple, that's the award for me.
Yeah.
And I think bringing that perspective into students like you and everyone else who took the course, we just get clearer ideas of who we're working with and why.
Exactly.
And that person coming in, they have no idea. They're just
No.
like, yeah, my friend's gonna come. But until you put that perspective in front of them, like, hey, listen, you traveled 3,000 miles to come see this person. Tell me why. Now it's like, that's a moment.
Exactly. I mean,
moment.
how many of your couples, they sit down with you in a consultation afterwards, like, whoa, I never thought of wedding photography like this. I never thought I would have a conversation like this. And they kind of sit there mind blown. Like, that happens a lot.
Yeah. My favorite thing is the time, like, so I'll go through like a timeline with couples, right? And they'll be like, I never thought it was this complicated. Like, I literally thought you just clicked a photograph, clicked a picture, and that was kind of it. And the thing is, they go through the consultation process and they realize that you're trying to make sure you understand the emotional connection between people, make sure that comes back in photos, make sure they have enough time for the things that they want to have inside of it.
Yeah.
And how to have a schedule that makes it happen. They're like, oh, this is a much more in-depth process than I thought. So you don't get that thing where people are like, oh, you're overcharging anymore. Anyone who meets with me doesn't think I'm overcharging. Like, I haven't heard that literally, I haven't heard that in decades, but I see Facebook posts for it all the time. And I think Manifest, for me, the biggest thing we want to fix first when it came to booking was like, how do we make sure this, like my experience that I have where I don't ever get told that. And listen, I am expensive, I'm not even showing up. It's like $5,000 for 6 hours at this point with just me, no album, none of that stuff. Like, I'm pricey. I want to make sure that you guys can charge the rates that you want to charge and still be told like, no, this is 100% worth it.
Absolutely. And I love that.
Yeah. And I think the other way we handle things, it's interesting for me, like teaching you guys about networking, huge, because what we want to do in this industry is not do what everyone else is doing. Like, Brett, is there anything inside of Manifest about social media?
No.
No, not a damn thing. Because the thing is that every photographer out there, everyone's on Facebook, they're on Instagram, they're on TikTok, they're on Pinterest, they're on all these things. And if everyone's doing those, that means they're ignoring the other things they could be doing. They're not going to vendor meetups. They're not doing networking events that are just for fun, where they can meet other couples that are interested in things they're into. They're not writing blogs. Like, just before this, Brett and I went over a whole proposal system for proposal blogs. And I showed him like the search results for his city, which is a huge city, Austin, Texas, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Huge city, no competition almost whatsoever for a proposal blog.
Literally none.
And you had something that was similar for like engagement posts, and you were explaining like the benefits of like why you would have an engagement session, but you weren't really hitting that like true
going to the
like,
wrong,
I was
going to the wrong person. Yeah.
Yeah. You're going to somebody who's already got a wedding photographer and is thinking maybe they should have one. But now you're looking at it in a different perspective, right? Where, okay, how do I get that person that's planning this?
And not only that, but you were showing me how you could take one idea and split it into 2 or 3 different types of posts where they all work together. It's still mind blowing for me. Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many missed opportunities that photographers are, they're jumping on these things where they think that they have to continuously like go with the flow. They're almost doing exactly what Instagram does, which is where Instagram sees a new platform, it copies the platform and continuously changes to be that new platform, but
Yeah,
never really does anything in excellence. My thing is, let's find out what photographers aren't doing. Let's find out if there's a market there, and then let's see how we can teach other photographers to be excellent at it.
yeah.
I mean, I've been in Orlando a couple of months. I'm already speaking. I'm like literally, um, I think tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow I'm going out to go do a tour with a local like not a venue coordinator, but an actual like person who sets up networking meetings for wedding vendors to
Cool.
check out a space to speak at in front of 200 plus different vendors about how to take selfies. So like, listen, I'm going up there, I'm teaching them how to take better behind the scenes photos, I'm teaching them how to take better selfies. So they're always getting content for themselves. And I'm literally putting myself in a position to be the expert that they know. They're all
Yeah.
going to get business cards. We'll probably give them something when we're up there. It's like one of those things where if I can teach you that, you know, if I can teach you how to better converse with people, that's gonna, I mean, let's forget your wedding photography business. Let's just talk about life. Do you
Oh
feel
my
like your
gosh.
relationships are better?
Oh, heck yeah. Like I was scared to death to talk to people. And, you've helped me so much, over the past few months, even years, to where it's a lot more easy for me to go out and just introduce myself and get to know people and push myself to really start caring and serving them. No, it's been a huge difference.
Yeah, that anxiety that most photographers feel where, maybe you're afraid at this point, but like you don't even want to get on the phone. You're afraid to go talk to talk to new people. But if you're at that point where you're not even capable of talking on the phone, having the confidence to go up to someone and say like, "Hey, I'm Roy, I'm a wedding photographer. How you doing?" Like, and knowing what to go with, like where to go further with that conversation and what questions to ask. Like,
Yeah.
it benefits you in so many ways further than like
Oh, it really
anything
does.
else. I'm gonna let the dog inside the house because he's crazy. Um, but yeah, Brett, I mean, it's kind of been amazing to see you just grow and grow and grow and grow past what's
Thanks,
inside
man.
the course. And um, I mean, even as a friend, like we've done workshops together, we've hung out a few places. Um,
We've ate a lot of
I've
pizza
seen you
together.
just we've ate a lot of pizza together. I seriously like listen, I love Orlando, but I cannot stand the pizza choices that I have. I've had to eat Giordano's way too many times, just out of
I'm gonna
it's sad,
making me
right?
emotional, man. I
I
miss my
know, right?
Chicago deep dish.
But seeing you just like continuously go up the drive and seeing what you've done with what's inside the course and the results you've seen. I mean, I'm gonna ask you a question that seems a little self-serving to be honest, but I'm gonna ask it anyway.
Do it.
The course right now is gonna be on sale. There's three versions of it. So there's a version you went through, which is the in-person live version. Um, and I want to kind of know what you felt like the benefit was of being like live with me and like six other photographers.
Dude, the biggest benefit, you challenged me. I still remember me and you talking about engagement sessions
Yeah.
and why we should do them. And that's the first time I've ever gotten heated with an educator. And man, for me, when I get heated, that means that there's something deep inside me that's changing. It's you not going there and saying, you know what, it's okay what you're doing. Like you're going in there, you're being blunt, and you're like saying, no, dude, you have to change your way you're thinking because this is selfish. You challenge people to change for the better. It's not that it's Roy's way, but it's hey, you need to start opening up. You need to start thinking. It's for me, it was just being able to face to face challenge me to change who I am to better myself.
Yeah. There's I actually just watched this movie again last night. It's a movie called Whiplash, and it's a drumming movie where a guy's trying to become like one of the top jazz drummers of all time. He works with this really intense educator, and there's this really big conversation. Now I want to just like before I even go further with this, the teacher in this case is not like a great guy, but he said something that
Yeah.
was interesting to me. He was talking about an old jazz band that went together, and they had gotten like a new player or whatever, and the lead singer of this jazz band, the guy who was like running the band, making sure that not only were they on time, but they were going through the right songs or whatever, got so pissed off at a musician that he literally chucked a drum cymbal at this guy's head, like almost decapitated the guy.
Jeez.
And the thing is that guy took that moment, instead of being like, oh well, okay, this is where I'm going to stop. he took the moment and was like, he's just started practicing, and he never had a moment like that again.
Right.
And the educator from this particular movie says something along the lines of like, I'm not trying to like intentionally like piss you off or anything like that. I'm just trying to change your perspective and push you to that point where you didn't think you could go there, but you could go there. And I
Yeah.
think to a much less abusive extent, I'm going to the same layer. I'm seeing like for you, I remember that exact conversation. That was about, you said the benefit for going to the engagement session for the couple was to learn your posing style and be more comfortable on the wedding day.
Yep.
That is the most, like, again, and I'm saying this as your friend, like that's just one of those things where it's really, really self-serving.
It
The
is.
benefit for the engagement session is to celebrate the time that that couple has together, because this is a once in a lifetime moment in their life. They don't get to be engaged again. Let's say they do, let's say they have a second marriage, it's still not going to be the first time they were engaged. It's still a precious moment. And so it should be just this once in a lifetime date opportunity, this once in a lifetime thing, a memory. It's a memory making session versus, hey, come learn my posing system. And also,
Yeah.
like if you say come learn my posing system, to be honest with you, I'm paying you a bunch of money. Why am I going to come to that? I don't need to know that. You need to know that.
Yeah.
As a couple.
Yeah. What was interesting about that, and there's one engagement session in particular that stands out to me from this is, right after we were done with that, I had an engagement session in Lincoln Park where I stopped focusing so much. And obviously, I'm still going to make them learn my terminology and whatnot, but I focus more on not teaching them my posting style. Just, yeah, they'll get it, but more on them celebrating their engagement and having fun together. And holy cow, it completely changed everything for me. Like that was the most fun I personally have had on an engagement session. But for my couple, I think it's the most fun that my couples have had, where they started just really having fun. Like they had football jerseys on, so they were playing football together and tackling and passing and like just running through the park. And it was completely different, all because I completely changed my mindset because you challenged me.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing, like these are, do I want to give people great photos, right? Of course. Of course I want to give them great photos. I want to make sure they're happy with their photos. I want to make sure they have the best photos that they could possibly have. But at the same time, I would rather give people like really, really great memories together, like really,
Yeah.
really intense, like happiness. Like we're kind of like, have you ever been in a position where you end up just start playing kind of like a kid? I've had couples kind of run together, they start shoving each other, like all
Yeah.
those kind of like fun things that they do. I would rather give them that than I'd give them anything else,
Yeah.
because they'll remember that. It becomes, if I can't remember what the Disney movie is, but there's a movie where they're all emotions or whatever, and they have like, I think it was like blue balls were like sad moments, and then the yellow orbs were like happy core memories.
I know
I
what
want to
you're
give them the
talking about.
happy core
Yeah.
memories. Yeah, I can't remember. I cannot remember what that movie's name is. I'm sure somebody will
Everyone
drop it
probably
in the
knows.
comments. Yeah, but that's one of those things where it's just like, how do I continuously provide that experience versus any other experience that we were going to have? And I think it's all in your mindset. Everything is mindset.
Absolutely.
That's why in this group, like we're constantly like, I actually have to remember to teach you guys photography things, because I'm more focused on fixing your mindset than anything else. It's mindset first, then everything else. Because if the mindset's off, it doesn't matter how many technical skills you have. It doesn't matter how much value you think is in your sales system. It's gonna eventually fail. It has to.
Yeah.
Or if you don't value
And
what you're doing, I've talked to photographers who don't even value. They're like, I don't know why anyone will pay for photos. If that's your
yeah,
mindset going into your sales, why the hell would they?
exactly. And you help us just dive deeper and deeper and deeper. And for me, I have a constant need to want to just keep diving deeper, as deep as I could possibly go, to find out why I do this and what reasons and what I get out of it, what my couples get out of it.
Yeah, yeah. And I think that's partially why, like anytime we have new content created for the group, I'll pre-create like a slide or whatever that you guys can download. But inside of the private community that we have for you guys, I've just been recording stuff live. Like you can hop
A
in live and
lot.
learn stuff. Yeah, you can hop in on stuff as you want to. There, we're actually going to be doing a new bonus for some students coming in that you guys, all my past students, get access to as well. Which is, we're going to do a 3-day blogging like course where I literally run you through outlining blogs, show you how to like literally write them step by step by step, so that over the next 2 months you're guaranteed to start making some leads happen. You're if, as long as you put in the work and you're targeting the right things, you should be able to get some leads coming in. It's that whole thing where like, well, this is down season. What else am I supposed to do? You're supposed to be making content and perfecting your business and raising your prices and working on yourself so that when next year comes around, you're not worried about what kind of leads you're going to get this month. Because I'm going to tell you, I don't really have down months for leads. They all kind of come in at the same time. And that's really what the goal is.
Yep.
So the last thing I kind of want to ask you, Manifest starts right now. It's normally 1900 for just the video only version, and then kind of like going up from there ends up 3000 plus. Plus we have done for you stuff where we write up blogs. The course is $600 off until this Friday, which is great. It's the only time I'm ever going to do a sale. By the way, guys, I never do discount sales for my wedding business, and I'm probably not going to do too many sales for this business either. We'll just have different bonuses and things that come out, but this is the most bonuses you're going to get. At like that, so 1900 minus 600 puts it at 1300. Have you made more than 1300 back from the course?
Yeah.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah, very.
The highest version of the course, which includes us doing stuff for you. Well, not the highest. There's a workshop version as well. Where we're going to do a live event that's coming up soon. But there's it's like 5,600 somewhere on there. For us doing stuff for you, teaching you stuff. I'm curious, do you think you've made more than enough to cover that now?
Absolutely. And for me, what you offer in your top tier with those done for you blogs, guys, if you really want to see the truth here, really look into the back end of Roy. Do an audit on Roy's website. That way you can see everything he's ranking for. You can see all the success he has. Like, there's no BS at all. So for you to write those, like for me, holy cow, you're looking at 5 blogs that will easily rank number 1. I say that because you're in one of the most competitive markets of Orlando, Disney World, whereas I'm not. I'm in an area where photographers are more focused on the wrong keywords, and the big ones nobody's focused on. So those are almost automatic wins for me. So dude, absolutely worth it. I mean, you're going to pay more than that to have somebody else do it for you anyways. Plus you're going to get a course in there. You're going to get all of this extra content that you keep pouring out. I mean, what was it? Like a couple of weeks ago, like, hey guys, here's our new booking process that I'm doing for 2023. Check it out, try it out. And I looked at it, I'm like, dude, what is this? This is amazing. Like, there's some things.
Oh, the email series. Yeah. Those are I just every year I like to, like, as I update processes and learn how to automate more things and delegate more things. I change up, what we're doing with emails. So I, as soon as I updated mine, I sent them all to you guys as like a bonus.
And that's not the first time he's done that. He does this a lot, guys. Roy does this constantly, where he throws all of these new things and bonuses at you. It's crazy. I love it. Like, I don't know I know that you'll have other educators that will make updates to their course from time and time again. Usually it's once a year, maybe less than that. But for you,
Sure.
You're putting out things pretty consistently over time, where it's always something new. Like I said earlier, it's like Christmas, where it's just like, I don't know, I'm always going through a problem. You seem to be putting out something brand new at that moment for that. And I mean, for crying out loud, you're about to add in this massive blogging part to your course. I'm excited for that. And it's just an ever continuous growing thing that I love to be a part of. So dude, get in on this, people.
And the best thing is you're not doing it alone. Like, you have a whole private group where you guys are asking for help. I think some of you guys are splitting SEMrush accounts at this point. There's just so much change that you can do when you're not doing everything on your own. Like, photographers, you need to stop wearing every hat in your business.
Yeah.
We have a thing. It's in the first. It'll be for the current update. I think Brett's actually finding out about this live. There's 4 live sessions essentially when you do the live version, and then there's an introduction where it kind of sets you up. It kind of asks you where you're going in your future and kind of where you want to be at the end of it, so you have a goal to set, right? I'm adding in something called Workweek Analytics, which it's a process for 30 days where you're going to go through and write out everything that you do in a week, and write out what you love doing, what you hated doing, and what kind of wasted time. That way you can automate, delegate, and eliminate some of those things to really, really optimize your flow. And then there's another part of the beginning part of the course where we're actually adding in what I like to call daily non-negotiables. So these are the things that I think are going to have the most impact, not on like just your business, but on you as a person with your family. So it's going to talk about how I use like little bits of meditation. And by the way, meditation is 10 minutes. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. It's going to talk about morning routines, things that I make sure are part of the day. It doesn't mean you have to do all of them. Really, my rule is like you want to have 6 things in the beginning of the day, and you want to try and hit 5 of them. If you can't hit all of them, it's okay. It's not a deal breaker, but you just want to make sure you're always trying to hit those 6 things. And what that does is that changes your perspective. It allows you to hit those goals faster. It allows you to be more positive. It allows you to connect with people more. You know, it allows for open communication. And so with that said, I want to thank you, Brett, for coming and hanging out and telling me all the things that you loved about my course. This was fun for me.
Dude, this was a blast. I love just being able to just tell you how much I appreciate this, because you've always been there for me. You're there for all of us in Manifest, and just very blessed. So thank you for having me on here.
Yeah, love that. And then for everyone who's watching, what I want you guys to do is reach out, type in reach out in the comments, and I'm going to reach out to you. And we'll set up a consultation meeting, and I'll kind of go through what I could help you with inside of Manifest and see if it's a good fit for you. Because I'm telling you, I'm not going to have this discount forever. The second we hit Friday, I'm getting rid of the discount and I'm getting rid of the bonuses for you guys. So you will not have access to those bonuses right away. Make sense? With that said, thanks for.
Can I say one more thing?
Yeah, go for it.
There's one thing about Roy that's different. You know, you look at a lot of educators and they'll be pushing out their courses and whatnot, and over time you start to learn that, wow, they really don't believe in what they're teaching. They don't even practice what they preach. Go to Roy's website. For me, I stalk Roy's website, and the reason is because I love to actually see the changes he's making and then talk to him about how it's impacting his business. Roy is going out there. He is constantly trying to refine and improve the things he teaches. Every single thing. Roy, when it comes to SEO, he's on his website every single week, tweaking, trying new things, seeing how it works. Nobody else is doing this. There's no other educator who's actually going out there and putting that much dedication into what they're teaching. They are teaching good things, but Roy is actually going out there and he's trying to make what he's teaching better. So be a part of this, get into Manifest, and really just grow. Let Roy grow with you and see what he can do for you, because it will change your life.
Yeah, well, thank you. That's awesome. With that said, I can't really say anything other than type in reach out in the comments. And Brett, I'll talk to you soon, and I'll talk to everyone else soon.
Absolutely.
See ya.
See y'all soon.